Hi, everybody. I am really happy you're all here. It's a wonderful day today. You can see how pretty it is out there in back of me.
Why are you talking to him, Harry, and not me?
Oh, George, just let me talk to him and tell him what's going on.
I don't want you to tell him what's going on.
Oh, come on, George. Don't worry. Let me talk to him. He's in a very grouchy mood. If you were to see him, you'd know why.
I don't want him to see me, Harry.
Yes, I know. George has had something else happen to him.
Don't laugh at me, Harry.
Oh, I'm going to try and sing him to sleep so I can tell you, because he needs your help.
What are you saying, Harry?
Oh, man, nothing, George, nothing. As you can see, I am in a very fine mood. Everything is going well. Lots of rain, according to Mark, but look how beautiful. Look at the mountains. That's Gravina Island that has those mountains, and then you can see a little bit here. I'll let you look right over there, Lacey. That's the ocean right there. It's called the Channel. In between us and Gravina, there's another island called Pennock. It goes the Channel first, and then Pennock, and then Gravina. Beautiful. And then on to the other side of the trees, and all that's beautiful too.
Harry, it's not time for you to talk to him.
George, it's been a long time since we talked to him.
Yeah, I know. I don't want you talking to him.
George is in a really, really bad mood.
I heard that. I'm not in a bad mood.
George has had some things happen, and I'm going to try, like I say, to get him to go to sleep. First of all, let me try singing him a lullaby. Rock-a-bye, baby.
Harry, that just wakes me up more. That's terrible.
I need some help. Catherine, can you come here and sing George a lullaby, please?
Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I...
Don't sing that song. It always makes me sleepy.
It's working. Keep it up, please.
How you are up above the world so high, like a diamond in the sky.
Oh.
Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are.
It worked. Harry, is there any way to keep George from snoring? Well, I'll put a damper on it so you don't have to hear it. Is he still asleep? Yes, he's asleep. So let me tell you a little bit about his story. But if you turn him around, turn this pumpkin around so you can see his face, then he'll wake up. I know he will. Well, it was just 2 weeks ago. We were out gathering leaves. George got this moose, and he saw it, and it had a broken leg, and it couldn't get away from us. And so George ran up and carried it home. Well, you know George, he's strong. He carried the moose home, and he put a splint on the leg. And pretty soon the moose got better. And we had hay and grass for our horses, and the moose ate a little bit of it, but he really likes leaves. Well, after he got better, George started training him to ride a moose. Oop, let me silence him again. He just snored a little bit more. Now, he started riding the moose, and the moose was very happy and really liked George, but he would always go into the forest and eat all the leaves. So George and I decided we'd get a load of leaves for this moose of George's, And we went out in the forest and we picked 2 tons of leaves, enough leaves to last probably a whole 2 months or so. And all of a sudden, we were just gathering leaves, and nobody wants old dead leaves. But this old crooked lady came up, and she said, "What are you doing, boys?" Of course, George and I aren't boys, we're men, but she was so old that compared to her, we are boys. And George said,
"We're just gathering leaves."
and I said that too, "We're just gathering leaves."
And she said,
"Boys, these are my leaves. And everybody knows that once a human has touched a leaf, that it is no good anymore. Therefore, I demand payment." Well, and I said, "Well, what do you want us to pay?" Well, George said that actually, but he said,
"What do you want us to pay?"
and I said, "Yeah." And she said, "For every leaf you've taken, I want 1 memory." And I said, "What does that mean?" And she said, "You've taken..." And she was doing the calculations in her head. I remember exactly what she said, but she was doing the calculations in her head. She said, "You've taken 250,000 leaves." But she said it like this: "You've taken 250,000 leaves. Therefore, I want 250,000 memories."
And George said, "Why?"
And I said that too. And she said, "Because I don't have any happy memories. I have only sad memories, angry memories. I want good memories."
And George said, "Well, we'll loan you some of our memories, but you can't have our memories for good."
And she said, "You will be very, very unhappy if you do not give me 250,000 memories, and I will not settle for 249,999 memories. No, I want 250,000 memories." And that's how she said her thousands. She said thousands. Well, George and I were not willing to give up our memories, but we told her, well, I guess in our lives we've had quite a few memories that are good. Maybe we can give her a few, but we're not going to give her all that many. So we went home, and I talked to Kaya, and George talked to Kyla. And do you know what our wives said? They said, "No way! Are you going to give away your memories? What if the memories she takes are memories of us, like how we met?" And George thought about that, and he didn't like the idea, and of course I didn't like the idea either. So we had an appointment, and the witch, because she was a witch, of course, and that's why she didn't have any happy memories, because she wasn't a good witch. I'm not sure there is such a thing, but there might be. She was a very mean witch. Well, anyway, George and I, she said we were supposed to come back the next day after we talked to our wives. Did we come back? No, we did not come back. And the next day, George woke up and he was very, very unhappy when he looked at himself in the mirror. And not only that, he stayed unhappy.
Harry, are you still talking to him? Oh, 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 I'm waking up. Good. I can yell at you more, Harry. Oh, Harry.
Why are you telling him the story, Harry? How do you know I'm telling him the story?
Because we always tell him stories when we come to him, Harry.
George, be nice to him, please. They love you.
I know they love me, but I'm in no mood to talk to him.
George, you're making him cry, George.
No, I'm not making him cry. They probably don't want to look at me anyway.
George, I think they do. I think they want to know what's the matter, how you were enchanted.
Well, I can't tell them. I'm too ashamed.
It's all right, George. I'm sure they'll be okay not knowing.
Oh,
Harry, then what happened? Well, everything's kind of gone downhill from then.
Harry, you keep on telling the story.
Well, yeah, George, but they asked.
They didn't ask. Mark asked.
Look, George, I think it's important for them to know. Have you showed him to Gunk? Oh, of course I've showed him to Gunk, and Gunk says...
Shut up about that, Harry.
I'm going to tell, George. Try and stop me.
Blah, 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 blah.
See, I'm talking, George. You can't stop me. We can only talk one at a time.
Oh, but Harry, it's just not...
No, I'm telling him right now. So anyway, I got to talk fast because if I stop talking, George is going to yell at me.
Yeah, I sure am, Harry.
See, there he goes again. So anyway, I showed George to Gunk, and Gunk looked at him and he said,
Harry, don't tell.
No, I'm going to tell. And so Gunk said,
Oh, Harry, you're not going to tell.
I am going to tell. And Gunk said, you need to have the kids look at him because one of them will have an idea about how you can get him well.
Oh, there you went and told him, Harry.
Well, why shouldn't they know, George? It gives you a chance of getting better.
I don't want to get better. I'm happy the way I am.
No, you're not happy, George. You're unhappy. Well, maybe I am, but I want to stay this way. George, wait a minute. I was quoting George, just said,
Maybe I am, but I want to stay this way.
Oh, there he said it, yeah. So, George is very unhappy, you guys, and he needs your help. But how can you put on your thinking caps if you don't look at him?
All right. I think it's time that we see George. We don't have to see him for very long, but we got to look at him. No! No!
Come on, George. You got to do this. Look what the witch did to him.
I'm so ashamed. I've always come to you children smiling, and now look at me. Oh, ah! It makes me mad.
George, it's going to be all right.
It is not going to be all right. I'm going to stay this way. I wake up every morning mad. Mad, mad, mad.
George, it's going to be all right. It is going to be all right, George. It's going to be all right.
I don't know if it's going to be all right.
Okay, kids, now listen. Have you all seen enough of George? He's kind of embarrassed to have you look at him.
Yeah, please turn me away.
Okay, George, on one condition. You got to let Harry talk. He needs to tell us what they need to do.
All right.
Oh, here I'm back again. I was, while you were looking at George, I was looking out at that beautiful scene. And you can see the sky's all cloudy, but maybe, did you see the boat out there floating? Let's see, we can just see it right in the middle of the screen there. There it is. Oh no, I showed you a house. The boat's behind the trees. If another boat comes, you show him, okay? Okay, Harry, I will. Well, this lady came over after she transformed George, and she said, all right, now the price has gone up. If you want to be cured of this, George, you have to give me 1,000,000 memories, and Harry, you have to give me 2,000,000.
And George said, oh, let me tell him what I said, Harry.
Okay.
I said, you said you'd let me talk, Harry. I said, I'm not sure I have 1,000,000 memories.
And Kyla said, oh, yes, you do, George.
And George, what did you say? I said, well, maybe I do, but I'm not willing to get rid of 1,000,000.
And the witch said, if you don't give me 1,000,000 memories today, tomorrow the price will be 2,000,000. Now here's the thing, kids. You know that George is usually happy, and I'm usually happy. We're usually happy because we are happy people. We smile. But if you don't smile, it's harder to feel happy.
That is very, very true, kids. And you know what? If you have a frown on your face, it's hard to kiss your wife. I tried to kiss Kyla the other day, and she like that.
Yes, a smile is much better for kissing your wife, too. So, anyway, she came back sure enough the next day, and she said, I've decided it isn't just 2,000,000 memories. It's 2,000,000,000 memories.
And George said, you're trying to take me away from me.
And she said, exactly. You have delighted children in the past. I will not have you delighting them any more, George. Well, of course you know who this lady is. No, it's not Pushka Piak. Tell him who she is, Harry. It's Pushka Piak's mother. And boy, is she mean. Well, here's the thing, Harry. Let me ask this. How long does a memory take to have? I mean, if you can have a memory in a nanosecond, then George would just be giving up 2 seconds of his life. I don't think it's like that, Mark. I think that a memory, in order to be a memory, has to be at least a half hour. Well, no one has 2,000,000,000 memories in their life then. Honey, get that out of the oven, please. Well, so anyway, every day she came back and she was saying more and more ridiculous things. And she wanted Kyla's memories and Kaya's memories and my memories and Gunk's memories and everybody's memories. Well, what were we supposed to do? Well, of course you can't give up your memories. You just can't do that. But what did you do? Well, that's why we're here. We're asking for your help. George needs to get a smile back on his face. And you know what? Sometimes, when I tell him a really funny joke, I can see his frown just start to melt a little bit. But I can never think of any jokes. And Kyla, she doesn't tell them very well, so they're never funny. And Gunk doesn't have a sense of humor. So, that's one thing. If you'll tell him happy stories about how you're doing, that'll help him too. And if you tell him Joke after joke after joke. Pretty soon you'll get a smile on his face. That's what he's waiting for. So please help, kids.
Yeah, kids, please help me.
He's actually started to cry. I've never seen someone in a jack-o'-lantern cry, but he is. And he doesn't want you to see him again because he's so embarrassed because of what's going on with him. So, we're going to send this out to you. And if you will help George smile again, it will make a big difference. And we'll talk to you again after his smile comes back. All right? Have a good day, everybody. I love you all. Bye-bye.